for jumping in on Hallie's Creations. I hope you enjoy this next share. And without any further ado, let's do this. Don't forget to subscribe and notify, or you won't miss out on any more videos. So if you haven't grabbed a glass out of your counter, or if you're just watching for giggles and laughs, then just kick back, pour a glass of wine and enjoy, or Coke or a cup of coffee or whatever. If you don't have a glass, get yourself a glass. You can just grab any glass out of the counter, or you can grab, you know, those real funky vases you get your flowers in and you just save them forever. We can make this something really amazing. Or just a glass plate. Love the Dollar Tree. Anyway, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your alcohol with a paper towel, and you probably don't have it like I have it, but I picked this up at the Dollar Tree and I put a little top on it from the Dollar Tree, and it's perfect. I'm just going to clean this baby with alcohol. Kids, you're going to use a spoon. Do not stick your hand in a glass. If you're a kiddo, I want you to use the inside with a spoon. Because the last thing I want is for you to have this snap in your hand and then you have it broken. And the reason I know that can happen because I did that as a kid. So I've been there, done that. I have the scar on my knuckle to prove it. So clean your glass really good. Get all those smudges and everything off of it. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to make this bad baby right here. Isn't that cool? So I figure for the first class, we're going to do something super easy peasy, and everyone can draw a dot. And this, you can actually use it every day. Just wash it by hand, give it a little oven, dry it. What I do is I rinse off my glasses with RO water if I don't get them all spotty and ugly. And let them dry and we're good to go. So wash it by hand, use it every day. Now, if you saw the list, I said either get paint pens or paint, okay? This paint is this acrylic paint. Get it at any craft store. You can get it pearlized, or you can get it just plain. And the paint pens you can buy too, any craft store. Michael's, I do a lot of my stuff from Michael's. The Sharpie oils, the pens, they're paint pens. These are friggin' amazing. They look like stained glass and they're easy peasy. And then also the alcohol pens, they work really well. Glass look. So if you have the pens, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you don't have the pens, we're going to do it with the acrylic paints. And I learned this little thing just because I'm a little, to know me is to know I do this kind of stuff. I thought this is such a cool idea. I put my paints in here. It's a little A crate, great for kids. When you're done with your project, close it up, snap, and it usually keeps the paints good for about a week. So doing a project and you don't want to throw the paint away afterwards, bam. So what you're going to do is I'm going to start off with doing it with this, with the paintbrush. Is you take your paintbrushes, it's your small tip paintbrushes. This one's going to give you the squiggle lines, and this one is going to just give you the dots. When I'm painting glass, okay, for the kids out there, okay, you guys are going to crack up. My teacher friends are totally going to crack up at this, and my friends. Grab that priceless piece of toilet paper and just put that on top, smoosh it down in there like that, and that will keep the kiddos from holding it and smudging it, and it'll hold it in place for them to do their little lines. For the adults, you can just do it by hand. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make little dots, okay? So just take them down. And this is going to be kind of a timely project. So I'm just going to give you a few of these just to show you what to do. I'm going to take my glasses off, because I've never done this on video like this, and this is a little different than just sitting at my desk and doing it. Okay, so you just make those little lines and just take them about 3/4 of the way down. And what I do is I use one color at a time, and I just kind of spin my glass and just kind of go for it, okay? Now what I'm going to do here in a second, just for we can, keep the show on the road, so I'm going to clean my paintbrush. So you just kind of take this away for a minute, and I'm just going to do it this way, because this is how I kind of roll when I'm doing it. And just make your little dots, okay? So that's if you're using a paintbrush. Just little tiny dots. And you can't do this wrong. So if you make a big flat dot, just leave it alone. Come back to it later. There's nothing a Q-tip can't fix. Or we can even incorporate that into a different design. And then what you want to do is take another little color. And of course, when you're working with acrylics, you always want to kind of dab it off a smidge where it's not gloppy. And just do your little dots. And I'm going to do white between here just to kind of get you excited a little bit. With just little dots. And see how they're not perfect? They don't have to be. Because just like life, especially right now, it's not perfect. It's art. The pins, let's do, the pins, you want to shake them a little bit. These are the acrylic pins. So, here's the glass. This is the one that us adults like. But what's really cool about this is when you bake them off, the kids have put their time into these. They're super easy to do. That's gonna be their glass, and they're just gonna love having their own glass that they designed and they made themselves. And this is such an easy pattern. Later on, we can do something a little bit more complicated. Aren't those fun? These are done the same way. This will come, I'm teaching you the dots. See all these little dots here? Once you get your dots down, the sky's the limit. It's just getting comfortable using those pins. Once you get comfortable, you're good to go. So this is a piece that I'm working on right now using the same dot method. See all the little dots? This is almost all done with pins. So now you're saying, okay, Hallie, show me how to do the pins. Okay, so here's a really cool glass. So what do we need to do first before we paint on this? We need to clean it with alcohol. Painting on it, you're not going to take alcohol to it again. If you take alcohol to it again, once you paint on it, you're going to undo what you just did. You're going to lose all that awesome paint job that you just did. So, like that. Clean the bottom too, because of course we want to do that really cute bottom piece too. So pink and white, okay? Same principle on these ones is you want to start from the bottom up. You're going to do the same thing. But with these, what you want to do, that's why you want to prime them. Make sure they're not goppy. You don't have goop on there, okay? And you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to take them down. Hope I can do this where you can watch. And just do, see how fast you can do those dots with the pin? They're so awesome. I love these pins. But there's like a line. And we're going to do a few of those lines. And just kind of hug and do the curvature of your glass. Can you see that? Okay. I'll do one more line just so you can see that little pink action going on there. Yes, Danny, this one's for you. There you go. And then, wouldn't that be fun to make an ice cream sundae in or something? Okay. The adults are going, that's a daiquiri class. I think I just broke my white one. That's the one I use the most. So I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to do the dots. So see with the white dots going on there? How fun that is? And here's some more dots. Okay. So I will slow down. Sloth mode. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the black, but I'm also going to use the other two pins to kind of show you what they look like. Of course, prime it before you use it.
The girls are watching.
Aww. And you're just gonna, this is more of a gray, so I'm not feeling it. And as an artist, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Go to the next plan. Let's do blue. You're gonna prime your pen. Always, I should prime it in front of you so you know what I'm doing. Such a rookie here. Prime your pen, make sure it's, got a good flow. And then go ahead and make your little dots again. Hope you can see that as I'm doing it. I'm trying. But see how that makes it pop? And just do that for your whole top piece. And then when you go to the bottom, that, or you can make lines. See how that adds to it? So much fun. That gives it that little pop. And again, for those that just tuned in, this is what we're going for. This is a real simple glass. So that's pretty much it. You're just going to take your paint pens, have fun with it. Don't get all stressed out if you're not feeling it. It's your first time doing it. And just play with it and take your time with it. Now I'm going to tell you the next step. Come up with something similar to this. This was my first piece when I was trying to figure out how to do it. And you can go nuts with your dots. And you can also, like I said, put some lines in there to accentuate it and just give it some character. But today you're going to do dots, okay? Here's my disclaimer. No kid should put their glass in the oven. This is an adult thing to do. So parents, adults, what you're going to do when they're done with their glass, or when you're done with your glass, you're going to go be so excited you want to use it, and I'm going to tell you to put it away. Let your glass set on the counter for 72 hours. So my kids that are out there, not in school, 72 hours, there's 24 hours in a day, right? So how many days do you need to let your glass sit? That's right. 3 times 24 is 72. So you're going to set your glass to the side for 3 days. That's the hardest part. It's 3 days. So you're going to let it cure for 3 days, put it in the oven, bake it for 35 minutes at 350, and leave it in there and let the oven cool down. That's how come it's really good about just put it in the oven, put it on time bake, walk away, forget about it, and the next day take it out. That's what I do. No kids should put it in the oven. Do not put this in the oven. Your parents do this for you. That is a parent thing. Or a glass plate, or that funky picture that you keep for some reason because it was your flowers came in. You can bling that all out now. We're going to make little bees, little dragonflies. Look at this one, even has little what are those, ladybugs, and some more diamonds. But see how it's all those dots are creating a design. And again, this is one of my first pieces I've done, so it's not perfect, but I thought, you know, I don't want to show perfect because I want to show it's doable and we all can have fun doing this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Learn a little bit more. This is painting. Aren't those fun? These are painted, and then I bake them, and then I add the beadwork. And I use the Mod Podge, but the dishwasher Mod Podge. That way it can be washed. This is JD's glass from when she comes to visit. She has her little initials on it, so you can personalize. 35-35. When you bake it, you're going to bake it for 35 minutes at 350. You're going to make sure once you get your design on here, and we're doing the real simple one. Now, if you want to go bling it out and go nuts and you're creatively capable of doing that, then I say go for it. Seriously. I did this one though the first time because I wanted it as a sample for my class where I could teach the basics first and then spring off of that with paint pen and brushes. So until next time, I think we're good. Kids, don't bake it. Do not bake it.
When is next time?
Go online, see what you want to learn to do. I just started with something easy peasy. As my dad would say, have a good today and a better tomorrow. Peace out, and I guess that's it.